G'day, folks. Welcome back to another Being 42 episode. Getting into week one of the finals, mate. You excited, Beef?
I'm excited, but I'm also a little disappointed. Not because not because the Dragons are not there, but because there's no Thursday night football. And we're getting down to that point where you get down from 4 games a week to 2 games a week to the 1 game. And as much as you really love to watch those games and see who ends up winning the premiership, it's also a little depressing because you got 4 or 5 months of nothingness until footy season comes around again.
Yeah. Well, I just say thank you to both the NFL and the NHL who pick up. Both comps start pretty much either just before or just after the grand final. So works
out this week. Yeah,
there is indeed. Can't believe that rolled around so quick. So speaking of rolling around, Green is on the move from the Origin camp of Queensland, clearly to look for an NRL gig.
Yeah, a bit weird for me, this one. I wonder whether this is Green saying, hey, I want to focus on getting an NRL gig, or they really weren't happy with how the performance was last year, and then they've gone, hey, you know what, let's bring in the Super X players to see if they can collectively coach when they have zero coaching experience, right? So, look, we'll see what happens with the Queensland team, but yeah, there's no jobs at the moment for Greenie, so that seems a bit strange.
Yeah, and to me, it's just such a harsh indictment on Greenie. That first game or two, Queensland were missing so many players through injury. They couldn't find a fullback. They couldn't find a hooker. We don't have a halfback. So, that was tough to grade them on that. I mean, the 50-0 flogging was pretty embarrassing. But still, you can't put that all on Greenie, I don't reckon.
No, I agree.
But anyway, look, good luck to you, Greenie. I hope you get a gig, but I can't see where it's going to be next year. So speaking of next year, the Dragons have told Sims that he is free to look elsewhere for next year, which is surprising to me because I'd have him on my team.
Yeah, look, 1 year left on his deal. I think he's got some good footy in front of him. Obviously, he's going to slow down a bit, but I could see him being a really handy guy to have coming off our bench, not next year, but probably the year after on a cheaper deal. So, yeah, I am a bit surprised with that. But, usually when that sort of thing happens, it's because there's something else happening in the background that, we're not really aware of, right? And, all the talk's been about whether Viliami Kikau he's got 1 year left on his deal with Perneath. So whether he whether the Dragons can sign him and get a release, right? So, but it's all conspiracy theories at this point in time. I wouldn't really want to let him go at this point, I don't think.
No, I agree with you. Look, Kikau's probably a bit younger. I get that, and he has been devastating in the second row / centres for feeder style. But gee, this year he showed very little of that form. So. Yeah, I don't know. Seems odd to me, and Sims has been a real good hard forward. And
a good clubman, right? So, he hasn't been part of any of the troubles that they've had. I just think he's a good clubman. So, yeah, I'd be a bit disappointed if he ends up going.
Right, fair enough, mate. And another one. Speaking about going, so after the Tigers shellacking on the weekend at the hands of the Dogs. There's all the talk about Madge now. He's just hanging by a thread.
Yeah, a bit sad, right? Because I think Madge is a pretty good coach, and I think that these Tiger specials that they've had on Fox have probably helped him in that space, because you can see he's the guy trying. He's the guy, trying to inspire things from his team, and they've just got nothing, right? They got no passion. They've got nothing. They're just a dead root, So, yeah, I hope that Madge stays. I hope that they don't punt him, because he deserves better than what they've given him this year.
Yeah, I look, and can't agree more that the quality of players in that team it's verging on embarrassing.
Yeah.
They don't have a single superstar in that team. They don't even have someone, like you say, that can stand up and pull the guys together. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just sad times at Tiger Town, and yeah, it is not at the hands of Madge, in my opinion, either. There's a few guys leaving, being told they're free to leave the club, and one of those is Kevin Walters' boy, who I will guarantee goes to Brisbane next year. And
He's already signed. Yeah.
he has already signed, so there you go. And a bit of a favourite of mine, but he's a bloody loose cannon. But BJ Malua, I'd be surprised if
Look,
another club.
BJ Lolu he's the sort of guy who you'd be out with for a beer, and he'd be giving you a hug and buying you beers all night, and then all of a sudden he just twist, right, and want to punch your head in, right. So stay away from buffoons like that, right. So stay away from me, BJ, right. Yeah. So one other piece of news for the week, I just thought about it.
Yep.
Matt Checkin.
Yes.
Matt Checkin retiring, right? Best NRL referee in the last 10 plus years, I think, right? And just has a great rapport with the players, not just with Cameron, right? But with all the players. I think he's super well respected. And I thought it was great on the weekend when both the Souths and the Dragons teams both formed a guard of honour to clap him off the field, because I think he's been a sensational referee, and thankless job where you're always never pleasing everyone. But certainly I think he's still the best referee in the competition.
Wow. Yeah, I did forget about that. And yeah, look, the stocks are pretty low because some of those lower game referees are really poor. And that just means next year is going to be another game with a poor referee. So, yeah, that is going to be sad. So, no wonder who gets the GF this year. So,
it'll be a Sutton.
Yeah. Oh, well, good luck to him. Doubt the Titans will be there. But on a positive note, we'll start off with finals week 1 talk. Storm $1.37 up against Manly $3.10. Addo-Carr not named, and Munster in a bit of doubt for the Storm.
Yeah, you got to wonder, right? I mean, I think they can handle Addo-Carr missing. If Munster's missing, I think that's a stretch for them, right? And against a Manly team that, I think Manly's they're in the sort of mood that they could be down by 20 and still feel they're in the game, right? So, because they know they got points in them. This game will be tight. I'm still favouring the Storm because I just think that, look at that bench, and to have Kamikamica and Nelson coming off the bench and Harry Grant there and Nico Hines there, there's a lot of class still on the bench. And, those two big boys coming on the field after Welsh and Bromwich take a break. There's no respite for Manly. And so I've got the Storm winning it. Storm winning it by 8 points.
Yeah, look, and look, my bet is based on Munster not playing, or if he does, he's sort of hampered. So, yeah, Manly at full strength, and boy, they are absolutely flying. It's really hard to see Tommy Turbo not being a massive influence on this game. And I've actually got an upset. I've got Manly by 8 in this one. So, should be an absolute cracker.
8, assuming Munster plays or doesn't play?
If assuming Munster's plays a bit hampered or doesn't play. If Munster plays, I think it's a draw.
Okay.
They play for 5.
Replay next week? What? Yeah. Okay.
5 days straight. They just keep playing. And
okay. Fantastic.
The loser plays the Titans next week in the next game, where I think they upset the Roosters.
Nice. Fantastic. So no golden point. Just play till the death.
So Roosters $1.25, Titans 4. Put all your money on the Titans at $4 there.
Look, I made this prediction at about the 20-minute mark last week in the Tits game against the Warriors, that the Roosters will, the Titans will beat the Roosters. not just beat the Roosters, but they'll also beat Manly the week after. So I think they got a bit of Cinderella in them this year, the Titans, and I think it would be a great story if they were a bit like the Cowboys of a few years ago, who from 8th stormed their way to the grand final. I don't see it this year because I just think that it's too big a stretch to get past the top 2. Yeah. But I do see the Titans winning this week. $4, I think, pretty good odds. So I look across the teams and I think, what am I scared about in the Cox team? Great forward pack. Their backs, great backs, but their halves, average, right? So just to fill in a job. And their bench, average. So I think they're primed for the taking, right? So I think I think the Tits will be fucking the Cox this week.
Outstanding. I love your enthusiasm. Look, Roosters get JWH and Radley back, which are massive ins for Roosters. But but the Titans get Proctor back just a week too early, in my opinion. But they will give it to the Cox, and I got them winning by 6.
Yeah, I've got them winning in a tighter one by either 2 or 4 points. Right? I think it'll be less than a converted try.
Right, nice. Well, look, fingers crossed, and let's hope the Storm Manly game goes for 3 days before that. So. And then we go on to the late game Saturday, which is Panthers $1.25, the Rabbits 4, and no Mitchell for the Bunnies. Doesn't sound good for them.
Yeah, look, they got a lot of ins this week, South. So we know they're going to be better than what they showed last week, right? But I look at that Penrith team, and they're just good. Right. And, start of the year, you would never have thought Burton would be in the centres. You would never have thought Stephen Crichton would be on a wing. Right. So the guy's an origin centre. And here he has been stuck on the wing for Perneath. So Pangai, I think, is a big addition for them. Gives them a lot more grunt in the middle, something that they were missing. And look, it's hard to see that the Rabbits will try hard, but I think that Penrith will strangle them and end up winning this game by 10 points.
Yeah, I got Panthers by 14. I just think Bunnies look a bit thin up front. They got Burgess and Arrow starting on the bench. So I'm not sure whether they're fully fit or whether that's just how Bennett wants to play the game. But with Crichton on the wing, he has been outstanding at fullback. And I do wonder how Dylan Edwards keeps his spot, but I guess it's because they don't have a good enough winger.
Well, Dylan Edwards is still a pretty good player, right? I mean, he's won a few games for them this year, right? So, but in terms of brilliance, when you want that spark, Crichton's the sort of guy that when you're down by 10 points with 15 to go, you're going to move him to the fullback position, right? Because he can create something. So,
and that's the thing the Panthers miss, I think. Like, you look at the Storm, they got Pappenhausen, Hines can fill in. Manly's got Tommy Turbo. Roosters have got Tedesco. Titans have got Campbell. What a superstar. Rabbits had Mitchell. Eels have got Gutho, and the Knights have got Ponga. So the Panthers are the only team, in my opinion, that don't have, and the Titans, let's be honest, don't have a fantastic fullback.
Yeah, but then we could switch that around and talk about halfbacks or 5'8s, and they probably blitz most of those teams too, right? So I mean, I don't think Dylan Edwards is a hack, right? He's certainly good enough to be. I think he's a good foil for that team. He just doesn't have that flash. So, okay. But he's good enough.
That's fine.
Yeah. So let's see.
Yeah,
let's see this week. Man of the match, Dylan Edwards. Get on him. First try scorer, man of the match. Clive Churchill medal. Right. So
brilliant.
Clive Churchill medal paying $156.
And then we get into the last game of the finals. We've got the Eels $1.39, the Knights $3. Eels get all of their big guns back this week.
They do, but I look through that Eels team and I'm like, I'm still not inspired.
No.
Will Panisi playing in the centres, Ray Stone starting at hooker. I just don't see that they're like primed with talent, right? Papali'i, who's been fantastic this year, coming off the bench for them.
Yeah.
I think they realise that they need some more spark to come through. So to keep pace with.
They've been wasting him
over
the last few weeks too.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Maybe that's where they need him, right? Ryan Madison in jersey 18, not in the team.
Wow.
So a bit surprised with that, but the Knights look a lot better as a group when they put that four pack back in the forward packs for them. I mean, certainly look a lot stronger. But I still think that the Eels, they took a lot of confidence out of that win against Melbourne, and I think that they're gonna beat the Knights, beat them by 6 points.
And to me, this is the only game the Eels are likely to win in the finals. And I just don't think the Knights just coming to the finals with enough form to really worry the Eels. But you never know. Pearce and Ponga have that ability to just take the game by the scruff of the neck, and maybe this week they can do it. But I got the Eels by 10.
Yeah, I just don't see. Certainly, Ponga hasn't really excited me. So he was top 3 fullbacks in the comp. Over the last couple of years, and he's obviously injured or just something's not right. So anyway, I mean, it should be a good game. But hopefully, for my sports bet account, the Eels get up.
Nice. All right. So just in summary there, mate, we both got the Roosters exiting early in the finals and the Knights to exit early.
Correct.
Yep.
And then, correct, both of them gone. But you've got Manly, and I've got the Storms to beat the Manlys.
Nice. Where did the term Storms come from anyway?
I have no idea. It's just the most stupid thing, isn't it? Right? So even to say it, it just sounds wrong. So,
get it.
Yeah.
Anywho. All right, mate. Well, look, I'm super excited for finals and the first time in 5 or 6 years. So I can't wait, and really looking forward to Saturday afternoon at 4:30 p.m. Get your cans cold early.
Correct, right? So you won't remember the second game. You'll have to watch the second game the next day because you'll be so rat-faced, right? So anyway, so doesn't matter as long as you enjoy it, right? So
that's it. Enjoy responsibly, folks. So all right then. I hope your team has a very safe Mad Monday, my friend, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, no problems. All right, everyone, enjoy the first week of finals. Enjoy the footy, and don't forget to hit subscribe.